Hello to Faith Formation parents and kids. This is Deb Molitor, continuing as your local safe environment coordinator. I'm so glad that you're able to join me for a few minutes today as we continue our learning about how we can keep ourselves and our kids safe from those who might want to do us harm or make us feel badly. Hopefully, many of you will remember that in last year's video, we talked about setting boundaries and letting people know what they are so that we can stay safe. This time, we are talking about secrets, surprises, and promises. Sometimes during this recording, I will ask you to put the recording on pause so that parents and kids can have a brief conversation about something. Take as much or as little time as you need during these pauses, but please don't skip the chance to talk about the topics. If you want to write things down, you can, but there is nothing to be turned in except for the slip that says you have completed watching this video. Parents, this video is targeted toward kids in grades 5 through 8. If you have kids in grades 5 or 6, as well as younger kids, it might be appropriate for them to listen to the video with the younger children. However, younger children may not benefit from some of the discussions on this video. So let's get started. We are going to cover a variety of ideas today. By the end of this session, kids should know that there are differences between secrets, surprises, and promises. We will discuss how good boundaries make for good relationships and understand when privacy and confidentiality are important in a relationship. We will also revisit the fact that these rules apply for online activities as well. Before we begin learning about secrets, surprises, and promises, let's do a quick review of a couple things from last year. One thing we learned was a couple of definitions. We learned that a rule is something that tells us how to act. Usually, we have rules to help us keep safe. So there are rules about wearing seatbelts and how to cross the street and who can touch us without our permission. A limit is the very edge of where we are allowed to go or what we can do. So lots of times, rules will tell you what the limits are. For example, the limit for how late you can stay up at night is 8:30 p.m. So the rule in your house is that you have to be in bed by 8:30 at night. Your boundaries are that you can do schoolwork, play safely with friends, eat meals and snacks, watch TV if it's okay with your parents, as long as you're in bed by 8:30. We learned that we each have boundaries that we can't allow people to cross if we are to feel safe. These boundaries have to do with how people can and should touch us, what they can say to us, and what they can ask us to do. If things make us feel uncomfortable because our boundaries have been crossed, we need to tell people no. We also learned some important things that you could say or do if people make us feel uncomfortable by not respecting our boundaries. Pause the video and take a minute to review these in your family. Then think about what are some other things that you might say or do if someone makes you feel uncomfortable. Stop the video and practice saying the sentences in the loud, forceful voice that you learned about last year, since all of these sentences end in exclamation marks. Two words that we really need to understand are secrets and surprises. As you can see on the left, a secret is something that is intended to never be told. They are unsafe, especially when it is a secret about boundary rules that have been violated. When it comes to boundary rules or things that make you feel uncomfortable, it's not okay to keep secrets. When you are asked to keep a secret, it can make you feel sad and scared or uncomfortable. Sometimes they might even make you feel special because you feel like the person who is asking you to keep a secret might like you, but it's not a good thing. Holding on to a secret might also cause us to feel guilty or ashamed. It takes great courage to reveal an unsafe secret about ourselves or someone we care about, but it is absolutely the right thing to do. Let me give you an example of a bad secret. Angela, don't tell anybody that I showed you those pictures on my phone. If you do, you'll get in trouble for looking at them. If you look at the picture on the left, you can see that this secret is meant to be kept hidden forever. You aren't supposed to tell anybody, even safe adults. And it says you could get into trouble if you share the secret. That secret is a bad secret because it will probably make you feel sad or afraid. In a second, I will ask you to stop the video for a few minutes. While it is stopped, parents and kids, think of a time when you might have been asked to keep a bad secret. Parents, talk about how that made you feel and what you decided to do. Help your kids to think of examples from school or community. When you are done, restart the video. Now, stop. Welcome back as we learn about the differences between secrets, which are often bad things, and surprises, which are usually good things. Many times people might ask us not to tell someone about something because it is a surprise. Usually, you are just asked not to tell about the surprise for a limited amount of time, and several other people often know about the surprise that is being planned. Usually, surprises involve something happy, fun, and exciting, and you don't have to wait very long before you can share the surprise with someone else. Things like birthday parties, special trips, or a special treat all might be a surprise for someone that you are asked not to tell that person about. Let me give you an example of a surprise. Your Uncle Tim tells you that he is planning a birthday party for your cousin Max. He asks you to keep it a secret so that it will be a surprise. Here's another example of a surprise. While you are shopping with your mom, she finds the perfect birthday present for your dad. She buys it and asks you not to tell your dad about it, so it will be a surprise for his birthday. Both of these examples are fun and exciting, and you aren't being asked not to tell for very long. You will share the surprise on Max's birthday or on your dad's birthday at a specific time. These examples are a birthday party and a special gift for someone in your family. In a second, I will ask you to stop the video for a few minutes. While it is stopped, parents and kids, think of a time when you have been asked not to share a surprise with someone. Parents, talk about how that made you feel and what you decided to do. Help your kids to think of examples from the school or the community. When you are done, restart the video. Now, stop the video. Now that you have had a chance to explore secrets and surprises a little bit, hopefully you understand that many secrets, especially if someone tells you that you can't tell a trusted adult, are not good for us to keep. They can make us feel sad or afraid and should not be kept from trusted adults. Surprises, though, are fun for all people involved and will be shared before too long, and you can always tell them to a trusted adult. As kids get older, they often start to talk about privacy and respecting each other's privacy. Some people can even tell you not to share information because it is private, or if you share unsafe information, that you are not respecting their privacy. It is important to understand what privacy is and isn't, and when it might not be appropriate to honor a person's request to respect their privacy. To begin with, privacy is primarily about being respectful of a person's personal boundaries or information. Things which we might appropriately keep private include beliefs, opinions, ideas, traits, and even some body parts. On the other hand, it is never appropriate to keep private information that someone has been harmed, boundaries have been violated, or someone might be harmed. This should be shared only with safe adults and those who might be able to help us. Parents, in a minute, please stop the video and take a few minutes to talk with your child about privacy. When have they been asked to keep something private, but they weren't sure it was the right thing to do? What are some guidelines that they can be thinking about in determining if something should be kept private or not? Now, stop the video for your discussion. Thanks for taking some time to talk about these important ideas. We have talked about how important it is to tell a safe adult whenever you feel like someone has violated your boundaries, or asked you to keep a bad secret, or perhaps asked you to honor their privacy. But sometimes it's hard to know how to tell who safe people or adults are in your life. Some people have many safe adults in their lives, but some have only one or two. The number doesn't really matter as long as you are sure that the adults you think are safe fit the guidelines on the screen. First of all, safe adults will not hurt you without a good reason. So a doctor or nurse or dentist is probably a safe person, even though they might hurt you by giving you a shot or medicine or fixing a broken nose. Also, safe adults don't confuse you on purpose by telling you things that they don't really think are true, or telling you not to tell people something that you know you should tell. You can also tell that a person is a safe adult by some of the things that they do. For example, they will always find time to listen to you when you tell them you have something important to share with them. They respect your boundaries, so that if you tell them they are standing too close or hugging when you would prefer a high five, they do what you ask. Finally, they always follow the rules and would never ask you to break a rule. In a minute, I will ask you to stop the video. While it is stopped, parents, please help your kids identify who the safe adults in their environment might be. Let your kids suggest some and you suggest some. See if they meet the requirements listed on this slide. Hopefully, your discussion included family members, teachers, coaches, ministers, etc. And you were able to list and talk about a few people. It's important that kids know who they can and should talk to if they feel uncomfortable about something that someone has said or done to them. We're going to go through a few examples of scenarios to help us get better at determining whether something is an unsafe secret or a safe surprise. Parents and kids, you will be asked to decide if something is an unsafe secret or a safe surprise. Then you will talk together about why you chose that answer, and then what could you do next in this situation? Parents, please work through each scenario with your child by stopping the video at the end of the scenario. After your discussion, turn the video back on to hear my thinking on the matter. Remember, some of our responses might vary, but the discussions that we have are what are the most important things. So let's begin. What if someone tells you about a prank they are planning on doing to someone that you realize could hurt the person, but you're also told not to tell anyone? Turn off the video and discuss this scenario. So, if someone tells you about a prank that they're planning on doing, I would say that this is an unsafe secret because someone could get hurt and it may not be a safe activity that's being planned. This is something that you should share right away with your safe adult at home or school. You might also tell the friend who is going to be pranked so that they could be prepared. Let's try another one. What if you notice that your friend has bruises all over his arms and legs? Your friend says that sometimes his dad gets really mad, and this is just what happens. He tells you that if you are really his friend, you won't say anything to anybody. In a minute, stop the video to decide if this is a safe surprise or unsafe secret, why you chose the response, and what you would do next. This is definitely an unsafe secret. It violates the safety rules because your friend was hurt and might continue to be hurt. Your next step should be to go and tell a safe adult right away, even if you promised your friend that you wouldn't say anything. When it comes to safety rules, it's okay to break promises. This example has a couple of parts to it. What if your parents went to have a special dinner because your brother had a great accomplishment? What if you just want to tell your brother that you're planning something without telling him what is being planned? So, talk together about if this is a safe surprise or an unsafe secret. Why did you choose your response? And more importantly, what would you do next? This is a safe surprise because it's temporary. It will be revealed before too long and it will be fun. But there might be privacy concerns with sharing some details with your brother and not others. So you can always share this with your safe adults, but it is best not to share other details with the person involved. In a short time, that person will be aware of the surprise. Let's try another. What if an older student pulls up a girl's dress or top at school and takes a picture so others can see her underwear and then messages the pictures to others? Several kids know about this, but no one wants to tell on the older kid. Parents, talk with your child about if this is a safe surprise or an unsafe secret. Why and what absolutely should they do next? So, this is an unsafe secret because your friend's personal boundaries were violated several times when the picture was taken, and then every time someone looks at it online. This could cause your friend great sadness. So, it is an unsafe secret. You should tell your friend that you are going to share this information with an adult, and then you should tell a safe adult at school or home about what is happening. We're going to try one more. This one is a little bit tougher, but it's very appropriate for middle school families. So, what if your friend tells you that they have a crush on another friend and asks you not to say anything to anyone? Is this a safe surprise or unsafe secret? And why did you decide that? And what might you do next? Again, families, stop the video to have this important discussion. This is probably a safe surprise. It's probably temporary and fun, and there is no need to share it with the friend who is the object of the crush. But remember, you can always share this information with your safe adult so you don't have to keep it a secret from them. You should keep this information private from your peers and the object of the crush. In this way, you are respecting their privacy. We have talked a lot about who our safe or trusted adults are and how they can help us when people ask us to keep unsafe secrets. But there's another way that our safe or trusted adults can help us. That is when we are on the internet or using a cell phone, tablet, or computer, and people that we might know or not really know break the boundary rules of the internet. There are 4 big deals to think about when you are on the internet. If anyone does any of these things when you are interacting with them on the internet, you should tell a trusted adult right away. Don't wait. If possible, take your device to the adult or ask them to come look at your computer. Then trusted adults will take care of things from there. So here are the 4 big deals. Tell a trusted adult right away if anyone uses bad language or bullies you on the internet. You know what bad language is, but cyberbullying looks like people calling you names or saying bad things about you or your friends. It also includes telling you that you have to do something that you don't want to do. We call that making a threat. Tell an adult if people write these things down or say them aloud to you over the internet. You will also tell a trusted adult if anyone shows you anything on the internet that makes you feel scared, sad, or confused. These might be pictures or drawings that you don't understand or know you should look at. Again, remember, it's not your fault that someone shows these things to you. So just tell a trusted adult right away. You won't get into any trouble if you tell. Sometimes people you don't know ask for your personal information, like your name, address, phone number, or maybe photos of you or your family. Never give this out to anyone until you have asked a parent or guardian if it's okay with them. Finally, sometimes you talk to people online and they might try to meet you in person. That is a big no-no. Tell your parent or guardian or trusted adult right away. Show them the page or text and let them take it from there. Remember then, trusted adults can help us with things that happen in person and when we are online. Also, remember to check with your parents and siblings before posting their pictures online. You must follow their privacy requests when on the internet or in person. I want to thank Faith Formation families for participating with their children during the second virtual learning session to help guarantee our children are surrounded by a safe environment. Hopefully, both adults and kids have learned something new or practiced a needed skill. If questions have come up during the viewing of this recording, feel free to contact me via phone or email. For both kids and parents, the most important takeaway is to remember that it is never a child's fault when someone makes them feel uncomfortable by demanding that they keep an unsafe secret or encouraging them to view or take part in inappropriate activities on the web. Kids need to always feel free to tell you, their most trusted adult, if this ever happens to them.